I'm live. Hello. Let's see if you guys can hear me. I'm gonna pull up some background music while I wait. 80s crime thriller soundtrack playlist. Let's try this. Alright, cool. Guess I'll tell. Conrad, Socials, Mango Tree, Sunnyflower, New Zealand Ball, Burj Khalifa, Geographer. Hello. Srinivasa B, welcome back. Catterick Matt, welcome. Red Halo, welcome back. Alright. I am going to do a short stream tonight, maybe hour and a half at most, because it's late and I am tired. But yeah, I see you guys pop into chat pretty early, and I see you guys can you guys are having conversations. It's pretty cool. I baked a cake for me. That's awesome. What kind of cake? So I'm actually not a fan of these tiny sunglasses that I added. I don't know. Like, the rest of the planets look fine, you know, and it looks a little silly. I get that that was the point, but I'm gonna give them real sunglasses. Have I seen Diectodom from Art subreddit? I have not. Marcelo, welcome back. Alright, I'm gonna add some fat sunglasses to the sun. We're gonna hide this real quick so I can see where I'm drawing. Whoa. Okay. It's 20 pixel, I guess. It's a big eye for big object. Sun's goddamn big. So I have an idea for what I actually can do with this comic, or rather this this panel. I think I can turn it into a comic based on the book that I've been reading. Let's do some lines underneath the sunglasses. And then I think next stream I'll go back to doing Polandball stuff. It was a nice sort of break from Polandball to do some Planetball stuff. Oh, where's the... I want to get the right gray. Merge these. Duplicate it. I gotta pick those sunglasses are. Dictodom? Oh, Dictodom. Yeah. I'm familiar with that with that name. Big piece of cake. What kind of cake did we decide? What did you guys make? Marcelo, welcome back. Hola. Good cake. Real Neptunes, welcome back. And the sun is too big. So this is not to scale. But it gets the point across. You know, the planets are the right sizes, sort of by ranking. Jupiter's bigger than Saturn. Saturn's bigger than Uranus and Neptune, which are bigger than the terrestrial planets, but I didn't want to bother doing an actual thing to scale. It'd be really hard. You don't like sweets. I'm not a big sweet person either, to be honest. The cake is good. I don't know what flavor, what kind of cake it is. It's a cake with vodka. America, sunflowers, chocolate, and candles. It says July 16th. Interesting. There's just some interesting flavors. Baguette seasoning. What's my favorite planet? My favorite planet is Saturn, which I think is a very uncontroversial decision or choice. Now, Earth is easily the most interesting planet in the solar system because it has life, it's geologically active, it has a substantial atmosphere. It's really it has stable bodies of liquid on its surface. It just is like the most complicated body in the solar system by far. Like nothing comes close. And well, maybe, Europa or Enceladus, or if there's some other icy moon out there that's got life on it, then, give us a run for our money. But based on what we know, nothing comes close to the Earth in terms of complexity. Like the sun, I had it put it to me this way once. And I thought it was a pretty succinct way of describing sort of things in the universe. The sun is massive, right? But something like an ant, or even like a single-celled bacteria, is infinitely more complex than the sun. The sun is a very simple object, right? It's just a big ball of hydrogen, mostly, and helium. And because it's so massive, it has sustained nuclear fusion in its core. But that's basically it. There's not much more to it than that. It's a very simple structure. It's mostly just one thing, hydrogen. An ant is way more complicated. Vodka, 4th of July, America, baguette, sunflower, bald eagle, flavor cake. Make sure to add German Empire berries. The way he draws sunglasses is freaking cool. Thank you. I've experimented with sunglasses a lot over the years, and this is sort of what I've grown to like the most. I think that's good. Let's put that on the sun. Alright. I need to add some stars. Let's hide all the planets. Look at that. Wiped them all out one by one. Oh, I just finished an iced coffee. I feel like I'm about to collapse. I'm so exhausted today. Let's do stars. Alright. Pinpoints. We can do different colors. But right now I'm just doing little 1 pixel white dots. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to merge the... Actually, no, I'm not going to merge them. I'm going to duplicate it again. And again. Look at all these stars. Make some new constellations. I like the song. I forget what it's called, but it's a banger. Okay, let's merge all these stars. One awesome, welcome. What's my favorite? Oh, what is my country? So, I live in the United States. I'm also not Polandball, in case that wasn't clear. The Polandball YouTube channel has about 8 people working on it. I am Kolai. I'm just one of 8. I do most of the streams, though. What time is it where I am? It is 8:41 p.m. So it's evening time for me. All right, let's do some yellow dots. Maybe 2 pixel. Let's do yellow stars. So yellow dwarves. The sun is a yellow dwarf, technically. It's like a G2 main sequence star. So it's I think it's on the smaller side. Well, actually, that's not true. The most populous, most numerous kind of star are red dwarfs. Something like 85% of the stars in the universe are thought to be red dwarfs. But the sun is not like a big star, you know? Stars get much, much bigger. It's like Stevenson 2A or 2B or something. It was a relatively newly discovered star. Maybe not newly discovered, but the estimates for like how large it is in diameter, it's like past Neptune's orbit or something. It's crazy. Do I know a lot about constellations? Not really. You do? Hit us with some constellation facts. I do not know how to speak Spanish. Sorry. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bacon. Welcome. The sunglasses I draw look pretty similar to your sunglasses, but yours have silver rims. Also, aviators are the best sunglasses. I agree. I love aviators. One of the cool things about the... let's do some blue stars. One of the cool things about things like sunglasses or the UK's monocle, stuff like that, is that you can stylize them, right? You can like leave your mark on them. You can have your own way of doing it. Chicken Scuttle Monkey does very pronounced, very, very large sunglasses, usually with a silver rim for the US. Some blue stars. Let's make some bigger blue stars. Let's add some red. Oh, technically you can't really see red dwarfs because they're too faint. They're too small, but let's add a few. It's not a big deal. I want to duplicate this layer one more time. Oh, wow, that's cool. If I duplicate the layer right on top of the other one, it makes them brighter. That's clever. Okay. I like that. Cool. All right, let's merge all these. So here are my stars, and then we got the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. This looks good. I love this. I'm a big fan. Most people think the Big Dipper is a constellation, but it's really not. It's part of the 3rd largest constellation, Ursa Major. The misconception really annoys me. True, that is true. But it's not one of the classic constellations, but it still technically is a constellation in the sense that it's like an imaginary object that we've drawn in the sky. But yes, you are right. One of the few things I do know about the constellations is that I think the handle on the Big Dipper points to Cassiopeia, which is shaped like a W. And if you were standing on a planet orbiting... if you were looking at Cassiopeia from Alpha Centauri, there would be another dash in the constellation. That dash would be our sun. I'm not going to put rings on Uranus, no. They're too faint. Where's Pluto? I ranted about this on a stream a couple of weeks ago. I think the dwarf planets should be considered planets. Oh, you guys can't see the stars? If I zoom in, you should be able to see them. They're just like 1-2 pixel dots. It's probably they probably just don't show up in whatever resolution, because this is a pretty big canvas. Do a dwarf planet. I kind of like just having the 8 planets in the sun here. I do think Pluto should be considered a planet. Haumea, Makemake, Sedna, Eris, Pluto, Orcus, Ceres. They should all be planets. The Incas knew more about stars than Europeans when they first made contact? What do you mean? I find that kind of hard to believe, but I mean, I guess, you know, the late 1400s, early 1500s would have predated the scientific revolution in Europe. Oh yeah, Alpaca does the animations for our channel. They put out a another short today. We're glad you like them. You think the stream should be adding the funnier bits to them? Okay, I'm gonna save this image just as it is for now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna save this file just because I like this just as a family portrait of the solar system. But yeah, okay, I guess we can add funny things. So I wanted to add like a straw to the U.S. and the U.S. is shooting spitballs or something at Mars. They knew more about the study of stars, astrology. Well, it didn't last long. I do find that hard to believe, though. Because people like, you know, Galileo, Kepler, and Copernicus came along not long after Europeans made contact with the indigenous Americans. I'm, you know, more than willing to be wrong, though. A stick to poke Mars with. The Little Dipper is kind of a constellation. You recognize it as Ursa Minor. Yeah. Okay. Let's turn this like a whitish gray, maybe? Maybe we have to move Mars a little bit farther away from Earth so it looks like he's actually shooting spitballs at him. Be a fainter red. No, maybe brighter than that. The asteroid belt is missing. Well, I mean, I'm missing a lot of things, you know? If I wanted to make it, you know, accurate, one, I would make it to scale. At least sizes, right? But the sizes are right, sort of, in terms of, you know, ranking. Like, I made sure that Jupiter's a little bit bigger than Saturn, that Saturn's bigger than the ice giants. The ice giants are bigger than terrestrial planets. Earth's bigger than Venus. Venus is bigger than Mars. Mars is bigger than Mercury. But yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff you could add, right? Like, you could add the asteroid belt, Ceres in the asteroid belt. You could add comets. You could add all the other dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt. You could add, you know, comets in the Oort cloud. Add Brazil. Pero Pluton no es un planeta? I probably butchered that, but... Pluto is not a planet. Pluto is a dwarf planet, which is not actually a subcategory of planet. Series of goofy. There was once a constellation called Argo. Not this, the ship. Astrologers or astrologists thought it was too big, so they separated into the three present constellations: Vela, Puppis, and Carina. I don't know anything about that. Astrology in Europe was a very upper class thing, but the Inca Empire was really common for people to do it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Should have that one comet that flies past every couple of years. Halley's Comet. It's like once every 78 years, I think it passes close to the Earth. Sorry, 1 second. I don't think I've drawn a comet before. Asteroids are easy, because you just make a potato shape of some kind, right? You made a communism joke, but you can't tell the story because you ran out of space. You can put it in a couple messages. Yes, Pluto is a dwarf planet. I did this on stream. I can explain it again. So, this is how the planets are categorized. Oops. Oh, this is too big. Let's make it 35 point. So these are planets. These are dwarf planets. Terrestrial planets. And gas giants. Right? So this is how planets are currently categorized. Actually, planets is... I'll put this down here to make it clear. So... dwarf planets are not a subcategory of planet under the IAU's definition. So, terrestrial planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are terrestrial planets. The gas giants are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Those are a different kind of planet, but they're both considered planets. Dwarf planets are not a subcategory of planet. That's where I think they made a mistake. I think the model should be this. Whoops, where'd they go? Terrestrial copy. This is what it should look like, but it's not. And it really makes me upset. Because this model, the current model, doesn't make any sense. The dwarf planets are more similar to the terrestrial planets than either of them are to gas giants. They just straight up are. Pluto and Earth are more similar to each other than either of them are to Jupiter. Right? The gas giants are just so much more alien compared to terrestrial planets. Right? Now it's possible, or now it's thought mostly that a lot of these gas giants have a rocky core of some kind that might be the size of a terrestrial planet. But the vast majority of the mass of a gas giant is gas, and it's not the rocky part that it might have. Have I tried Power World? I have not. I'm not really into survival games or Pokemon, so it doesn't really appeal to me. But like, I'm glad that that kind of game exists because there's clearly like a market for it, and it feels like, particularly for people who are fans of Pokemon, they've just repeatedly not gotten what they've wanted. You know, they've wanted this kind of open world Pokemon catching game, and Nintendo and the Pokemon company just haven't given them that kind of game. So competition is good in that space. Did I see that comet that was believed to last be seen 50,000 years ago? Was this the one that passed close? It was discovered like a couple of years ago, right? And it was visible to the naked eye? My favorite constellation is Orion. Just because it has Betelgeuse in it. And it's easy to spot. Manueli Ball, welcome. Do I have Space Engine? I don't. I've heard of it. It's on Steam, right? And it's basically just like a giant universe sandbox type game. Yeah, no, so I mean, I grew up liking Pokemon because Pokemon sort of started blowing up in the West when I was a kid. So I remember like the first gen Pokemon. I don't remember them all by name, but like I recognize them, and I know maybe some of like the Gen 2 ones. But then after that, I just lost interest. I've never, I don't know. Pokemon was not the kind of thing that like it was not one of those interests that I had as a child that I carried into adulthood. I'm not judging or calling it like a childish IP or whatever. I just wasn't into it as I got older. But yeah, I mean, Pikachu has got to be like one of the most recognizable characters on the planet, right? Like everyone knows what Pikachu looks like. Like if my parents could pick Pikachu out of like a lineup, I think that's my metric for whether or not something is mainstream, is if like my parents know what it is without me telling them, you know? All right, so what else should we draw here? Oh, I wanted to do a crown for Jupiter. Like a nice golden crown. I'll have to use green or something. How big should it be? Should it be cover like his entire head, or just should it be a small crown on like one side of his head? What's my point of view about the Nibiru existence? Is that the like the opposite evil Earth that's on the other side of the sun from us in our same orbit? Your best friend's a big fan of our content. That's awesome. Yeah, tell your friend to stop by, watch all of our videos, and I try and stream most nights, but it is difficult. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll try and stream a little bit on Friday, but not tomorrow. Karma, welcome back. Sorry, I did see you in chat a little bit earlier. Let me Google Nibiru. I thought that was like the opposite Earth, right? Nibiru planet. Planet X. You just looked over at your brother's phone and he's watching Splatoon 3. I don't know if you were mad that he's watching it or that you recognize it. I never played Splatoon, but the concept was pretty cool. Crown for the biggest planet in the solar system. You can drive satellites over Mars, yeah. So I need to spread this out a little bit more so there's more room for the Earth to be shooting satellites at Mars. Yeah, I feel like I should add the moon. Like, if there's one moon I should add, it's the moon, right? Let's do that. Let's add the moon. We'll make it small, right? Because it's small. That's maybe too small. Let's give it a 2-pixel outline. He's laughing at Mars. Should be laughing or just like staring? Well, it's tidally locked to the Earth, right? So it should be staring at the Earth. Some bad eyes. Wow. Yeah, it makes sense to add the moon. That's a... Wow, that's a terrible eye. That's okay. Oops. Basically same colors as Mercury. Where's Mercury? Moon's pretty easy to draw. And a little bit darker outline. And the eyes. That looks pretty good. Oh, okay, so that was the comet you were talking about. You had to use your telescope to see it. It was pretty cool. I did not actually see it. So I live in the city, so it's kind of hard to see anything in the sky at night. There's just too much light pollution, so I don't really get to stargaze a lot. You know, that at most I can see like Jupiter and Venus, but that's not really saying much, you know, because those are the two brightest things in the night sky after the moon. The moon should be with a face saying first time. I like that. Add some of the larger moons to some of the planets like Callisto, Titan, Triton, because they're pretty big. So I think the Galilean moons would make sense for Jupiter, and then I think for Saturn, basically just maybe Titan and... Well, Titan for sure, and then maybe Enceladus. Even though Enceladus is not one of the bigger moons, it's probably the next most important after Titan. And then Neptune, I would say probably just Triton, right? Yeah, light pollution is pretty bad. I do remember I went backpacking a lot as a kid, like up in the mountains, and getting away from civilization and all that light pollution was pretty cool. Being able to actually see the Milky Way was awesome. It's a real shame you can't see it from cities or anything like that. What do I think of solar balls? I had not heard about it until chat told me about it like a week or two ago. Yeah, Uranus is Ariel, but Ariel's not a very big moon. You get to stargaze because light pollution is not too extreme where you are. That's nice. I'm jealous. Yeah, Iapetus is a cool moon. That's the one that has like the dark side and the light side, right? And it has an equatorial ridge. It's also a dope name. Titan is... No, yeah, it's the second biggest moon in the solar system, but I meant it's the biggest of Saturn. Right? So it's like, if I'm going to be... Like, I'm not going to draw every single moon that every single planet has, right? Because most of them are inconsequential. So I was figured, you know, Jupiter, the 4 Galilean moons are very obvious, but then with Saturn, the only moon that's comparable in size to the Galilean moons is Titan, right? All the other ones are pretty minor. And then Triton is the only major moon significantly large moon in either Uranus or Neptune. Yeah, Ganymede's the biggest. Add some of Uranus's larger moons, Titania, Umbriel. It's a lot, though. I think I have to make the canvas bigger again. I have to... Here, I'm going to move the... let's see. Let's move Jupiter and the gas giants farther away. Give a little bit of room for Mars. Let's see. Uranus a little bit closer. Saturn. I want to... Let's do the crown for Jupiter. I think a small, like a very small crown. Like a very cartoony, small crown would be cool. Light pollution in your city depends on where you are. Can I add Pluto? I think I think I can add Pluto. We can make this a multi-day art project. I don't have to do it, finish it today, and I don't have to finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow I want to do, or sorry, I'm not streaming tomorrow, but on Friday, I'd like to do some Polandball content. Some curves for the crown. Give him a Burger King crown. Bring it down a little bit lower. Clean up at the top. This is too curved. This is a little bit too deep. Okay, now let's do some lines behind it. Let's make it purple, just so it stands out. And this is just for reference. Not for reference, but perspective. And then let's do light blue for like the ball on top, you know? Maybe 2 pixel in the front. Balls! We'll make a layer for balls. Exclusively balls on this layer. And then a little bit balls too, and we'll make these pinkish. A little bit smaller, right? Because it's in the background. Okay. I am streaming, and it is Thursday. It's is it 4 a.m. for you in India? That's crazy early. Let me see. Jupiter is the burger. Yep. A lot of people don't know how big the moon actually is. People who don't know a lot about our solar system, so they just use it as an average, even though it's actually 5th largest. Yeah. I think the ranking is Ganymede, Titan, Callisto. What's 4th? Ganymede, Titan, Callisto, Io, the Moon, Europa, Triton. What is the longest international border? Is it US and Canada? It's gotta be, right? Alright, let's make this gold. How do I want to do this? This is a crown behind layer. I guess I had to do some shading. Should be weird because the actual light source is right over there on the left side of the screen. All right, balls. Balls layer. So I'm thinking like red and green jewels. Dark red and then like a bright red like that. Let's make this a little bit brighter green, I think. Actually, you know what? Let's make them all... Let's make this one blue. The one on the right. Blue. And a lighter blue. And then... I guess we could do a... an orange. Balls in the back. Back balls. A little bit lighter. And then this last one can be pink and purple. Let's do a purple outline. And then maybe a little bit purple. Lighter purple. Pinkish. Make the crown the moons. That'd be a little bit difficult. Let's make this a little bit darker in the back. All right, let's see how this looks in a second. Let me zoom out. I think maybe I curved the bottom of the crown backwards. I should give it a rim and like some jewels near the bottom. So let's do another, let's do 3 pixel rim. Looks more like a Jester's clown or Jester's hat or something than a crown. I don't know. What do you guys think? Loving the stream because of space? Hell yeah. I would love to do more space-related streams. But it is technically Polandball, not Planetball. Are a lot of you guys playing Power World? I think this looks good. The longest border is the U.S. national debt ceiling. Clever. Almost done with Baltic Sea art. You just have to do the Baltics themselves. I love the all three of the Baltic flags I really like. But Estonia's obviously takes the cake. It's just a gorgeous flag. Alright, I'm going to move Mars a little bit farther away from Earth. Alright, I'm going to have to draw a very, very tiny satellite. How's this going to work? And gold in the center. It's a little bit thinner, I think. That kind of looks like a satellite, right? Stephanie's flag is cool to look at. Yep. Manny to the max, welcome back. You should make a Polandball comic on different country balls' opinions on how to achieve world peace. For a lot of countries, it's going to just be dropping the bomb, you know? Alright, I think that's a decent satellite. Maybe another one. Someone definitely made a comic with this, having done this trope that the U.S. is like shooting spitballs at Mars in the form of satellites. So we have so much crap on and around Mars now. What's my opinion on Pluto? I like Pluto. I think Pluto is one of the more interesting bodies in the solar system. Certainly more interesting than Venus. Or not Venus, sorry. Mercury. Better than a lot of the moons out there. The fact that part of the... I think it's referred to as Tombaugh Regio now. It's the heart on Pluto. That part of the surface is relatively smooth, meaning that there aren't a lot of old impact craters. It suggests that there's some kind of resurfacing going on Pluto, which means it's geologically active in some capacity, right? Which is wild because it's such a small body, and our model of planetary evolution basically means that the smaller a terrestrial body is, the sooner its core cools and it becomes no longer geologically active. So there's something going on in Pluto to make its surface appear younger. I think it's theorized that there might be like some subsurface ocean of some kind, but that's like the go-to answer for a lot of these small icy objects out there in the solar system. But the difference between a body like Europa or Enceladus and Pluto is that it's thought that tidal heating from the gravitational force of Jupiter and other moons, in Europa's case, is what's responsible for heating the moon up so that it has a subsurface liquid water ocean. Pluto doesn't have that, right? Pluto and Charon are relatively close in size. Charon's like 50% the mass of Pluto, maybe a little bit smaller than that. So they do exert a lot of they exert gravity on each other, of course, but I don't know that that's enough to cause substantial tidal heating in Pluto. But I'm not a planetary scientist, so I don't know. But Pluto's fascinating. It's a way more interesting world than I thought it was going to be. And I think most scientists agreed that it ended up being pretty cool. It has a nitrogen atmosphere, so if you were standing on this, or if you've seen pictures of Pluto as the New Horizons spacecraft was leaving it, you can see that its atmosphere is blue, like ours, because it's mostly nitrogen. It's a very thin atmosphere, but it's blue. All right, I think those are good satellites. Maybe move this one down a bit. Oh, it stopped playing music. That's not to scale. True. What are my thoughts on Interstellar, the movie? It's one of my favorite movies. I think it's a great film. It's not perfect, but it was gorgeous. Very interesting concept. The plot I really liked. And the score is incredible. I think it's Hans Zimmer. He knocked it out of the park. He normally does, but yeah, Interstellar is great. I love that movie. It's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I don't think it's his best, but it's my favorite. I haven't seen all of Nolan's films. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I need to watch that. But of all the Christopher Nolan films that I've seen, I think The Prestige is his best. But it's not my favorite. Alright, satellites around Mars. Straw and the Earth. I don't want to merge the straw layer with the Earth yet, because I feel like... I don't know. I thought it was a good Earth that I drew, so I don't want to mess it up yet. Let's move Mars, Moon, Straw, and Earth a little bit closer to Jupiter. It's cute. I like that. Shavli, welcome. Mars gets colonized, so accurate. Yeah, I mean, Mars is going to be the first place we colonize, except for the moon, you know? It'll be the first planet we colonize. It makes sense. Oh yeah, add the Asteroid Belt. But yeah, Mars is the most Earth-like planet in the solar system, so it makes sense that we would colonize it first. Venus is just too harsh. Draw the Asteroid Belt. I think maybe I draw like a clump of like three asteroids. Yeah, everything in this is to scale. So if you guys didn't know this, we have like these massive 500-kilometer long satellites in orbit around Mars. Yeah, I'm gonna pull these a little bit closer to the sun and then draw the asteroid belt. Alright, how have I done asteroids in the past? I'm gonna pull up one of my old comics. Or just a lumpy brown potato. Did you guys see the animation that we put out on the channel today? Weather. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Shaoli. Appreciate it. I'm gonna check out your channel. A lot of Polandball content, really cool. So you have a short with Aion. Aion is not featured in a lot of comics. Polandball, country ball content. Hell yeah. We're all in good company here. Do your subscribers like Planetball content? Alright, this is how I've drawn asteroids in the past. Just gray clumps. Yeah, everyone in the chat, go check out Chauveley's channel. Lots of more country ball, Polandball content. That's cool. I'll check it out myself as well. Alright, let's make some shitty asteroids. Looks like a space invader. Put Ceres in here. Well, no, I don't want to put Ceres in there. It would have to be too big. I think 3 asteroids is good. Let's make them different colors. Brownish. It's too dark. It'd be hard to see against the background. We'll just keep them gray. Oh, I didn't know you made videos as well. Maybe let me check it out. How do I like your brownies? I can't eat the brownies. I'm too too full from the cake. You like solar balls as this link to Polandball. You're happy that our community finally has an official YouTube channel. Yeah, it's long overdue. I didn't know about solar balls until chat mentioned it to me, but it's pretty cool that that content is there. It's very sort of it's a very obvious medium to have, like, make comics about space. You know, just anthropomorphize celestial objects. But I don't know that I'd seen it before Planetball. I think Planetball might predate most of these. Planetball is like 10, 12 years old. It was an offshoot of Polandball. Are you active in the Polandball subreddit at all? Let's add some eyes here. These are gonna be tiny eyes. This looks like a sperm. And move this one down a little bit. Ascension asteroids. Yeah, I need to check out the Solar Ball channel a little bit more. I watch so much space content on YouTube. Do you guys know Ask Joe? Or like Ask Joe Questions or whatever his channel is? I really like his channel. He does a lot of space content. Oh, Reddit's banned in your country? That's unfortunate. Where do you live? If you don't mind sharing. Phobos and Deimos goes hard. They're good names for moons. Alright, let's add fill in these eyes. Let's see what that looks like. I don't like this asteroid. It looks a little bit... Yeah, it looks too much like a sperm cell. Let's make it darker. And then... more of a potato. I have to move the eyes now. Those are shitty eyes. Alright, Asteroid Belt. Indonesia. Cool. I've never been to Indonesia. I drew Indonesia on one of our streams. We did a canvas. Or I was starting to draw island countries. Stop saying that word. That's what it looked like, man. This looks good. Alright, what else should I add? The Galilean moons, right? They all look pretty cool, but I don't have too many pixels to work with. I'll pull up this image. Selected moons of the solar system with Earth for scale. Where'd it go? Streaming folder. Here we go. Moons of the solar system and Earth to scale. So you can see here, Earth's moon, the moon, OG moon, is one of the biggest moons in the solar system. It's the 5th largest, I believe. It's Ganymede is the largest, Ganymede is the largest, Titan is 2nd, Callisto is 3rd, Io is 4th, our moon is 5th, Europa is 6th, Triton is 7th. As Pluto's... I don't think Charon should be considered a moon. I think there's a... I want to say there's a growing number of people who consider Pluto and Charon to be a double dwarf planet system. Ceres and Vesta? I don't want to add Ceres and Vesta because it's... Like, I want it to be clear that this is the asteroid belt, right? If I put another, like, if I put Ceres in there, it has to be big enough to be a sphere. But, smaller than Mercury and the Moon. And then bigger than these little asteroids. And I don't think it really gets the point across that it's the asteroid belt. And Vesta's just another rock, you know? It's a big one, don't get me wrong, but... All hail King Jupiter, he saves us from asteroids. Big true. Are you Japan because you're looking kind of kawaii? Do you remember your epic suggestion in the first stream? Yeah, Iceland leaving the oven on. What made me start drawing Planetball in the first place? Do you mean like in general or this stream? In general, I forget what happened, but Planetball was a direct offshoot. I think it was the first real offshoot of Polandball. And a lot of the big Polandball users started making a lot of Planetball comics. And so I made a few. And I've always liked it because it intersects with two of my interests, which are drawing and space. But for this, I've been streaming, for like 3 weeks now? I decided I want to do Planetball. Because I want to do a Planetball video for the YouTube channel as well. At some point. Because I think it's a largely untapped resource. Not a resource. It's a gold mine, a potential gold mine of content. There's like a lot of really cool comic ideas that I have for Planetball, but it's such a small niche subreddit right now that it doesn't get a lot of attention. And I would like to change that. Like, I had an idea for a comic where it's just like 4 or 5 panels, and it's like planets ranked by how funny their name is, right? And obviously you would put Uranus near the top, right? But the joke is not that it's Uranus. The joke would be some like really lewd planet that's totally made up, you know? Alright, so I'm going to add... Io's going to be kind of weird to draw. Let's do... I don't know. Maybe Ganymede? Let's do Ganymede. See, these are the asteroids. The crown on Jupiter. Ganymede. Oh, it could be pretty big. I said yesterday I wasn't going to do the moons. Now I'm doing the moons. Yes, you did. You did ask me to do a Planetball stream. I think Planetball is great. Are you the Germans because you're invading my heart? Oh, Germany. Just an innate desire to cause trouble. Alright, I need to make Ganymede a little bit bigger than our moon. The moon. OG moon. Yeah. This is maybe too big. This is like the size of Mercury. Whatever. Actually, no. Ganymede and Titan, I think, are both bigger than Mercury in volume. So that would make sense. Let's see. How does this fit relative to Mercury? Yep, perfect. 1-to-1. Perfect scale. Alright. Ganymede doesn't have any, like, really standout features. It's look, it's got this, like, darker surface and then lighter, I guess, and it's very heavily cratered. Let's do this. Put it behind. Kind of looks like a tennis ball right now. And then it's got some white over here. Large impact crater, I guess. Let's make that like a... like that. Okay. Merge it. Ganymede looks like the tastiest of the moons. Am I wrong? If these were candies, Ganymede looks like it'd be the most appetizing. Some kind of chocolate. Could I add some stars in the background, bright ones standing out? I do have stars in the background, but they're like 1 or 2 pixel, and the canvas is so big so that when I zoom out, I think you can't see it on YouTube because the resolution is just too low. Do I plan on doing more star systems, or am I stopping at the solar system? So I actually do want to turn this into a comic that the second panel is going to be an alien in an observatory looking at our solar system. And then the last panel is going to be the Alpha Centauri system. I don't know if any of you have read The Three-Body Problem. It's going to be a reference to that. I don't want to spoil it too much because there's actually a Netflix adaptation coming out next month. Yeah, I think Ganymede, probably the tastiest. Titan, because it's got an atmosphere, it looks like it's like a candy that's got fuzz on it, so it's moldy. So I wouldn't want to eat it. Europa is some kind of frozen candy. Triton, kind of similar, right? Io looks like a pizza. Like a pizza bite. The moon looks like it'd be a tasty cookie. Iapetus looks like it would taste good too. Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, Oberon, Miranda, Proteus, Triton. So Triton is thought to have been a captured dwarf planet because it orbits, I believe it orbits Neptune in the opposite direction as all the other satellites of Neptune, and opposite to other bodies in the solar system. So it's thought that Neptune captured it from the Kuiper Belt at some point. Alright, now we make this a little bit darker. Actually, maybe we go with this. Let's give eyes to Ganymede. Yeah, see like this little, you can see some of these white pixels? Those are the stars I have in the background. Can you guys see them, or are they too small? Europa is a name for your second Polandball Bolsona. Are you Vietnam? Because I'm following the faux you. That's clever. Pho. I'm following faux you. Are you Russia because you invaded my heart like how you did to Ukraine? That's a little on the nose. I is for Europa. Or Ganymede, not Europa. Why did I say Europa? Let's make the eyes a little bit bigger. Pretty good. What's my opinion on synth music, synthwave? I'm a huge fan of synthwave. It's my favorite genre. It's my favorite genre. Yes, it is. But yeah, I have a ton of synth music on my Spotify account, and I wish I could play it on stream. Synthwave is dope. Retrowave, synthwave, all good stuff. And I like the Outrun aesthetic. Why is this like... I'm trying to move these eyes a little bit up, but it keeps like going magnetically snapping up even farther. Ganymede. Done. Did you guys watch The Expanse? The Expanse was a really good, relatively hard sci-fi show based on a set of novels. I haven't read the novels. I might get around to reading them at some point. But The Expanse was really, really good. Are you sure you're not from South Korea? Because I know you're my soulmate. That's a good one. Let's do Callisto. Callisto's got an interesting surface. Very old. Very, heavily cratered. Callisto. It's like a dark blue, kind of. Green outline. Roughly the same size as Ganymede, so... Titan will be super easy to draw. Okay.
some white. Damn, Callisto, you ugly. Does not look right. Shit. Interesting drawing I've got going on here. That doesn't look very good either. Whatever. This is what Callisto looks like now. I've decided. Merge. Callisto. Looks like a... Kind of looks like the US presidential seal from afar. Yeah, you guys were baking desserts, now you're coming up with pickup lines or something. Totally unrelated to stream, but I'm here for it. Let's do IO. IO's a little bit smaller. It's got red smudges from all the volcanoes. Some brownish, a little bit of black, some black pock marks. That does look like a pizza. Let's add some eyes. Io should be angry because he's volcanic. Maybe 1 pixel for the eyes here. Let's flip this horizontally. Merge. Are you Jupiter? Because an asteroid falling into you. That's a little weak. Let's move Callisto down here a little bit. Europa. Europa's a pretty moon. Little small. That's a good size. Clean it up a little bit. So this ball actually has to be super smooth because, if you did not know this, Europa is the smoothest object in the entire solar system. That's right. You just got scienced. A little bit darker. So this is the smoothest ball. Marble Sphere, welcome. What's up? How have you been? Let's add some eyes to Europa. We're down to 1 pixel. These are very small balls. It's getting close to the size of like the flares on the Polandball subreddit. Hey, what happened here? Oh, okay. Eyes. Duplicate. Let's move the second eye a little bit closer. It's a little bit too high. Let's move it down 1 pixel. Okay. It's a good Europa. Put Callisto down here, I think. All right, Titan. Titan should be easy. I think if you add the like the size of Titan's atmosphere to its diameter, it's technically larger than Ganymede, but it's not as massive. It's a little bit darker outline. Titan should wear a gas mask. There should be a program that changes all the typed words to its closest town, city, country, continent, planet name. Did you know that if the country of Chile rolled up like a ball, everyone would be confused because countries don't usually do that? That's one of my favorite like anti-jokes is if you took all of like the blood vessels in the human body and you laid them end to end, the person would die. Let's do 2 pixel for Titan's eyes. Titan is probably the most alien world in our solar system. And yet, some of the landscapes are eerily similar to Earth. It's got liquid bodies of water. Sorry, liquid bodies on its surface. They're not water, though. It's liquid methane. So it has shores, it has lakes, it's got rivers, tributaries, channels. Erosion, you know, and it's got an actual atmosphere, so there's wind of some kind. It's a wild place. You guys are coming up with some good puns. Titan. I feel like I should probably do Enceladus too. But Enceladus is so small. Look how small Enceladus is. Alright. Well, it is nearly 10 o'clock for me, and it is time for me to end tonight, unfortunately. But I like how this is turning out. I think on Friday, I'll do some Polandball streams. So I'll do some countries. Maybe we can do like a canvas. Chat can tell us what to draw. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to... if you guys noticed in the most recent Polandball News Network video on Monday, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. We had a news ticker at the bottom with like funny text for stories. If you guys want to come up with ideas as to like what we can put in the news ticker for the next video, we can do that on next stream. I think that'd be really cool. All right, I will see you guys later. Again, I'm not going to stream tomorrow, but I will try and stream on Friday night, early evening, 5:30, 6 o'clock East Coast time. All right, have a good night, guys.